Class 7 GK, Unit 3rd, Flora and Fauna. Good morning, students. Students, in our quarterly examination, we have done the syllabus. That was Unit 1 and 2. Now in half-yearly examination, we will see Unit 3, 4 and 5. So first of all, we will take this Flora and Fauna Unit 3. And what else are there in this Unit 3? These are the topics like the word of mammals, life in the desert, rare plant species, names that deceive, bright minds, different types of forests, exotic fruits and a delicious treat, recently discovered animals, avian predators, and then finally the insect kingdom. So let us start with this, the word of mammals. Now the word of mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded vertebrates who give birth to their young ones and feed them milk. Now students, some new terms you are encountering, that is warm-blooded vertebrates. Okay, so what is the meaning of this warm-blooded and what is the meaning of this vertebrates? So students, we know that our normal body temperature is what? 37 degree Celsius. So be it a sunny day, be it a rainy day, be it summer or be it winter, whenever you are going to measure your body temperature with the help of a thermometer, if you don't have any fever or any sort of complication, and if you are having normal body, then you will see the thermometer reading will be somewhere approximate of 37 degree Celsius. Okay, so likewise, as for normal human beings, the normal body temperature is 37 degree Celsius. Likewise, for different animals, some different degree Celsius temperature is there, and if the animals are found in a normal state, then they will be having the same temperature, be it outside any sort of winter season or summer season. So this is one of the main property of the mammals, that they can maintain their body temperature. Okay, so warm-blooded animals are those animals which can have a constant body temperature when in normal state. Whereas the other ones, although it has not been mentioned here, but I am just telling you, other animals like insects or reptiles, okay, like lizard, snake, they cannot maintain their body temperature. Crocodile also, they cannot maintain their constant body temperature. So their body temperature varies according to the temperature of their immediate environment. Okay, so such animals are called cold-blooded animals. It does not mean that our body, we are called mammals, our body is warm-blooded, we are called warm-blooded means our blood is warm, and they are called cold-blooded means their blood is cold. It does not mean like this. Okay, then another word is vertebrates. So what is the meaning of this vertebrates? Basically the animals which are having a true skeleton system or the true bony system, or you can say which are having a vertebral column. You know what the vertebral column is? You see our backbone is there. Okay, so it is a sort of column running from our head to the middle part of our body. And then the another feature of mammals is that they give birth to their young ones. Means they don't lay eggs, but they give the birth to the young ones and feed them with the milk. So any animal will be called mammal if such an animal is having these properties, that it should be warm-blooded animal, it should be a vertebrate, it should give the birth to its young one, and it should feed the milk to the young ones. Okay, now let us come to this topic once again. Now there are different types of mammals. In the picture you can see some animals are there. Okay. So by looking at the list of the animals below, can you identify their category? So you need to identify the category of such animals which are shown over here. So we have first category in which hippopotamus, camel, giraffe, deer can come over. So from the downside help box you can see. So students, from here the categories you need to put over there. So students, you know the meaning of omnivores, the animals who eat both sorts of food, that is, who are vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian, who eat flesh as well as who can have the grass or leaves or plants, you can say, or some seeds, you can say. Then students, we have primates, and these primates are generally the animals who started living in the trees during the course of evolution of the animals. So this is a category of the animals who started living in trees, especially the tropical trees or tropical forest. And one main characteristic is that they have large brains. The brain size is large. Then another category is marsupials. So basically marsupials are the class of animals who are having a pouch-like structure on their body. So in this pouch they keep their young ones. Okay. So these marsupials are the animals who are having a pouch on their body where they keep their young ones. So in the given picture, where is such organism? Yes, this is this kangaroo, opossum, koala bear, wallaby. So this is the category of marsupials, and generally they are found in the Australian subcontinent. Now students, that D part, even-toed ungulates, and this G part, odd-toed ungulates. What does it mean? Now this even-toed ungulates, basically these are hoofed animals. You know, hoof, like camel, it is also having hoof. So even-toed ungulates are ungulates, hoofed animals that bear weight equally on two of their 5 toes. They are having 5 toes, and on the 2 toes, out of these 5 toes, on 2 toes their body weight is divided. Okay. And then in case of odd-toed ungulates, now they bear weight on one of the 5 toes. So out of the 5 toes, such animals, their body weight depends or is present over a single toe. Then we have these cetaceans, and basically these cetaceans are the aquatic animals, students, and basically they are mammals of the aquatic life. Okay, in aquatic environment they are the mammals. Now what is the meaning of this pinnipeds? So these are the animals, or these are the mammals which can live both in water as well as your land, and their fins, they can use the fin as foot when they are on land. Okay. And then you are having rodents. You know what rodents are? And in this rodents category, we can have the examples of these mouse or rats. Okay, so basically why we call them rodents, because they have their four incisors. Incisors are the tearing teeth, as the we people are also having four incisors, two on the upper jaw, two on the lower jaw. So these animals, they also have four incisors, and these incisors keep growing. So in order to check the growth of these incisor teeth, such animals always, they are tearing or grinding. Okay, so students, I explained you the categories given over here. Now you need to fill these categories where such groups of the animals, they have been put forward. So students, this you will do yourself, and in our next class I will see, and I will make the correction if there is some correction. So do find the answer. Till then, goodbye.